All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, so I'm just back with a real quick discussion video here, and this is something I've talked about on my channel before. Well, I haven't really done a discussion video on this before, but I just kind of use this way of thinking and just off of what I see on how I describe a lot of these fighters and how I describe some of the things that, happen in the division and just how I kind of measure on who's going to be next to be champion or who's next for that belt. So what I want to talk about in this video is just the comparison between, being title shot ready and being champion ready. Because sometimes when I'm describing what I say about these fighters or what I see along the rankings, some people take that as disrespect, or they get in their feelings and say, oh, you don't like a fighter, or you bashing them because, I'm just kind of going off what I see and I'm just telling the hard facts on what I see, right? So the truth hurts sometimes, but I'm not in any way disrespecting them. I'm just calling what I see. If a fighter doesn't have the defense, or if they're leaving their chin open, if they're getting hit, I'm just saying what's being done, right? So it's no way I'm disrespecting. I'm just saying what the person's doing, and I'm just putting it in perspective. It's just like a real trainer. You know what I mean? A trainer, they see the things that the fighter doesn't see. So whenever they come back to the corner, they tell them, hey, you ain't doing this. You ain't moving your head. You ain't moving your feet, right? So then they go, okay, when I start doing this, maybe it'll work, right? So that's all I'm saying. That's just how I'm looking at the same thing, when I'm just kind of measuring these rankings. So what I wanted to talk about is just like when a fighter is just like title shot ready, when they're ready to get their title shot, or, championship ready. And basically what I'm saying is, when I say title shot ready, okay, that just means a fighter that works their way up the rankings. They got the skills to go in there and beat certain fighters. They squeak by a little bit. Sometimes they dominate, but they just go through the motions. You know what I mean? They just climb the rankings. They're title shot ready. They get into the top 5, and they get that title eliminator, and then boom, they win it. They're ready for their title shot. They earned it. They earned it by default. They went in there by, they basically went through the motions and did what they were supposed to do to get it, right? Just like somebody who gets a raise, right? Or whatever the raise is, a 3% raise, they do everything that they're supposed to do. Show up on time to work, no write-ups. Everything is just straight across the board. That's what it is. So they earn that 3%, right? That's what it is, how I see title shot ready. Done everything you need to do, boom, right? When I see champion ready, though, I'm looking at somebody who's like climbing the rankings. They're exceeding, they're succeeding. They're exceeding in every discipline, like those 3Ds I talk about: defense, dominance, and discipline. You know what I mean? They're going in there. They're trying to do better than everybody else. Just they're trying not to do the bare minimum. They don't want just your average raise. They just don't want the same position. They actually want to get higher than just another number, right? They want to be holding that belt. They want to be in that position. That's what I'm saying when I kind of see these fighters in the ranking. And, down the rankings, I'm like, okay, this person here, they're good, but, I can see them getting a title shot, but I don't see them winning, But then I see another fighter and be like, oh, yeah, that's a real threat. That's why I have that triple threat or quadruple threat, right? You know what I mean? So it's just like I'm looking at certain fighters in the division. So, like when I'm talking about certain fighters, we're going to use the flyweight division, for example. That's the perfect division, because like I always say, in this division, 1 through 10 is a flyweight level. There's levels there, but then all of a sudden, when you look at the champion's like way up there, right? The champion's way up there. There's like a difference. So when I look at the flyweight division and I'm talking about some of these fighters, some people, they get mad, or they say, oh, you're being disrespectful to this fighter, or you don't know about this fighter. You're just saying mean things about him. But no, it's not hating or anything. I'm just telling you the truth. Like if I'm looking at certain fighters in the top 10, I'm saying, okay, this person here, yeah, I could see them beating this person. Like I could see Viviane Araújo beating Andrea Lee. I could see her maybe winning a rematch with Caitlin Chikagian, which would make her title shot ready. But when you ask me that big question, like, okay, when she could get by those fighters, do you think she's champion ready? Be like, I don't know about that. That's a different story. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you see it in certain fighters like Viviane Araújo, very good skill, strong, great stand-up skills, just kind of lacks that cardio. Sometimes the IQ is not there, and it's been proven again. Like I said, I'm not just saying it. I'm comparing it to the Caitlin Chikagian fight because, hey, I picked Viviane Araújo to win that fight, I think, right? So it's no way disrespect. I'm just saying, okay, now that I have more to go off of, I can tell you that this fighter is not champion ready. Maybe title shot ready one day, because maybe she can make adjustments to beat Caitlyn, or go on a different path and beat Miesha Tate or Lauren Murphy, whoever wins that fight, and boom, she could get the title shot, right? But will she actually win the belt? I don't know. I don't think so, because Valentina Shevchenko, again, has all those bases covered. And when she goes in there perform her job, it's like no other. Again, she's exceeding. She's just not going through the motions, or she just doesn't lose momentum in the midst of a war. You know what I mean? She keeps it going. Some of these other fighters, they can work for so long, but all of a sudden they start to lose momentum in the war, or they don't know how to change the pace and still stay dominant. For example, Alexa Grasso. Like I said, Alexa Grasso, like her, exciting fighter, one of the best boxers, in WMMA. But as a whole, title shot ready? Maybe. There's certain styles that she could probably beat, possibly, right? But when I see what Valentina Shevchenko does, like, will I see her being champion one day? Is she champion ready? No. Because to me, you have to have much more than just technical skill with your feet, or just average ground game, or just slightly improving ground game to possibly take the belt. You know what I mean? Because what Valentina Shevchenko does, again, everything is across the board treated the same for her. She's working on everything the same. It's not just what she wants to work on. Okay, what I like the best. I enjoy striking, so I'm gonna work on striking the best. Or well, they say my ground game's not that good, I want to just work on that. No, it's all about everything. It's all about everything with her. That's my new saying. All about everything. That's what it is with. So when I look at Alexa Grasso, yeah, she's slowly improving as a fighter, but even when I see title shot ready, it's kind of hard to say with her, because when I look at these other ladies in the division, they're just so much bigger, and they're so much stronger, and there's a lot of gritty fighters here. And I think with Grasso, the one thing you need besides technique, which she has, very good technique, is just that kill switch in there. And again, I'm not just making this up. I have a lot to go off of. Like I said, she's never finished anybody except Joanne, and everybody knows Joanne Wood's been kind of a sitting duck, right? She's been kind of a sitting duck for fighters that have a decent ground game. And, Alexa Grasso showed that she had that level. Whenever JoJo started out striker, she said, boom, I'm going to take it down to the ground and submit you. So that's what it is, right? So on that, she has that for a certain level of fighters. But even then, I have to ask that question, is she title shot ready? Because I don't know if she can hang with some of these bigger fighters, like the Lauren Murphys, these big, strong fighters that were coming down from 135. They have the reach. They just have the natural size and the punch resistance that can get through a lot of these fights. Like, again, Caitlyn Chikagan, she's coming down from 135. You know what I mean? She's been stopped by Shevchenko and Andrade, but other than that, Jennifer Maia wasn't able to really hurt her. Some of these other fighters weren't really able to do any big damage to her. So she's a big fighter. Lauren Murphy, again, that's another big fighter that I think would give trouble to somebody like Grasso. Jennifer Maia, Manon Firo, all those naturally bigger women who have what she has, but they also have the size. And it's like people say, it's like they say in the world of boxing, any sport, the good big fighter always beats the good little fighter, right? So that's what I'm looking at, even with fighters like that, on the lower level, in the lower part of the top 10, I'm just looking at it, and I'm just kind of measuring it in that way. What can this fighter offer to the next person that's above them, or two spaces above them? Okay, this is how I measure it. Alexa Grasso, is she title shot ready? Is she champion ready? I don't know. And that's just how I measure a lot of these fighters. I'm not just, looking at them and say, oh, I don't like this person. I don't measure off of looks, and I don't measure off of, personal feelings. You know what I mean? I'm actually looking at each fighter and say, okay, what are they doing to go in there and get to the next level? Are they just going through the motions just to, get another number? Or are they actually trying to exceed to make a solid argument to Dana and the matchmakers on why they want a title shot, right? That's what it is. From my computer, where I'm watching fights, that's just how I look at it. And so if you ask me a question about a fighter, I'm going to just be real with it and say, okay, well, I think this person's earned it, but will they be champion one day? I don't think so. You know what I mean? So, when you talk about Alexa Grasso, okay, she's number, 5, 6? I think she's number 5 or 6 right now. Nobody's saying that she didn't, earned that spot now. Okay, like we can make the argument. Okay, since she beat JoJo, she earned it, right? Like she went through the motions to get it. Fine, but what I'm really looking at is in that position, the higher you get, you're going to be around sharks. So if you ask me that question, say, okay, did she earn it? Yes. But will she beat these higher ranked fighters? No. Let me ask me why. Oh, well, why? Because I've seen her time and time again have trouble with these kind of big grapplers and big, strong fighters. And if she's not going in there to dominate, or if she takes a round off, some of these fighters in there, they'll just let loose on her. And the bigger they are, the more they'll put their size and their strength on her, and they'll put their dominance on her, right? So that's all it is, So when I'm breaking this down, I'm not like doing this off of disrespect and personal feelings. I never do that. So yeah, man. Of course I have fighters I favor. Everybody has favorite fighters, but other than that, I'm not just going out there saying, okay, I'm basing this. Oh, this person gonna have the belt one day, and they can't even make weight or something. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just base it off of looks or anything like that. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Like I said, I'm just kind of doing this off the fly. I'll probably talk about it again, when I do it on a podcast or something. But yeah, I just measure fighters in that way when I'm looking at the rankings. And I think there is a difference between title shot ready and champion ready. That's why if you ask me, like, okay, yeah, if a fighter goes through the motion, they beat so-and-so and they go up the rankings, for example, like a Mackenzie Dern, she got her win last week. Okay, I'm not going to argue with it anymore. I'm not even going to call it robbery, because when I watched Tisha and what she did, yeah, she probably could have stepped on the gas, right? So I say, okay, well, Mackenzie Dern, she earned it by default. She earned it by default. She did what she was supposed to do. She was able to beat this fighter, so she should advance, do whatever's next. So, okay, next fight she wins. You ask me if she's title shot ready? Yeah, because she beat so-and-so, she beat so-and-so. Boom, she goes up the rankings. But if you ask me if she's champion ready, no. Because if she continues to just kind of squeak by people and she has trouble with this style and she's still not getting down certain skill sets of her own, then when I'm looking at these championship level fighters like the Joannas, the Andrades, and the Roses, or even the Zhang Wei Lees, I'm like, oh, no, she's not ready, because I've already seen them touch the belt and what they had to do to touch the belt, right? And once you always look at what these champions have done to touch the belt versus what some of these other fighters are still lacking, that some people like to hype up out here, you can tell the difference. You can tell there's a big difference here, right? So you can tell the difference between somebody who just kind of goes through the motions and earns a title shot versus somebody who climbs that ladder, earns that title shot, and goes in there and beats the champion, right? Or along the way, they're exceeding. They're not just winning decision after decision. They're either dominating decisions, or they're just going in there and thrashing their opponent. And then they're saying, no, man, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. I deserve that belt, right? They fight their way all the way to the top, hard, 100% every single fight, right? And like I said, it's probably going to be, I said this before, somebody asked me about, I said it's probably going to be a while before we get another fighter actually like that, even in the flyweight division. It's probably going to be a while before we get somebody that's just more than just title shot ready. I mean, because when you look at what Valentina Shevchenko has to offer, it's always just like, okay, there's another fighter in number 3, number 2. Okay, they earned their title shot. They're good to go. They earned it. But will they be champion ready? I don't know. That's a different story, right, guys? So yeah, man, that's all I got on this one. Like I said, there's just a difference. That's how I kind of measure it. And, it's been doing all right by me when you break it down. When I break it down, you know what I mean? It's been going all right by me on how I measure it. Title shot ready is just sometimes, like I said, it's a fighter that just goes through the motions. They earn it, but we already know that fighter doesn't stand a chance against somebody like the Bullet. But somewhere along the way, we just waiting on another, fighter that is champion ready and could possibly give her a tough fight, right? So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think about the whole situation. Like, can you do that yourselves, or or y'all think I'm being harsh? Do you think I'm being harsh, like when I'm looking down these rankings and just being honest and saying, okay, this person could earn a title shot, but they ain't beating the Valentina Shevchenko? You know what I mean? And it don't even have anything to do with being a hardcore fan of the Bullet. You know what I mean? Like, I consider myself a fan, but I'm not like, one of the hardcore followers. I'm just I'm just a very, very big fan of the fight game, and I respect great talent and this discipline. That's what it is for me. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'll talk more on it again because I missed something. Like I said, I'm just doing a freestyle now. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.